Hope you're well. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday, whatever it is that you are doing. So today I want to give you some Monday motivation, but I want you to have it on Sunday, because I often think that when we get motivated, like having that processing time beforehand is really good in terms of prepping us for the week ahead. And often Sunday in our house is the day where I change the beds and I get things straight and I make a plan and I like to do a food shop, like all of those practical things, because in a way it kind of helps me just get ahead for the week. So I've got a real life example for you today. Lots of things you can take away and play with, and I am going to be experimenting with them as well in my business this week, so we can have a chat about it and see how we're getting on. So I've been doing this running challenge every single day since the 19th of November, and today was 205. And today I had some energy, so I thought, right, I'm going to do a 5k. I haven't done 5k for ages. I'm just going to see where I'm up to, how I'm feeling about it. And hi Brian. And the 5k was all right. It was good. It was solid. It was straightforward. Off we go. And I came back to my house through the farmer's market. And I love going through that farmer's market because the smells and the community and just the general vibe, it's always lovely. And we've lived in this area for about 15 years, so I know a lot of the stall holders, lots of people around. Anyway, my point was, today there were some stalls that I hadn't seen before. And some I hadn't seen for a while, and some that were regular, been there for years and years and years. You know, they have their signs saying we've been here since 1970, etc. So those old familiar people have their way of learning, of sharing, of selling, and that's all locked in. And then there are the newbies. And I always just take a moment to, if I really try and buy from them, if it's something that I want, and support them and encourage them. But also if it's a new stand, there's such a level of vulnerability. And I'm sharing this because many people are service providers that work with me, product designers, they want to add in a new income stream. And there's so many different things that people want to do. And the entrepreneurial life online just says, just do it. I mean, Nike said it, didn't they? Just do it, it'll be fine, you'll figure it out. But the layers of emotions and process and how to do that, and is it okay, and what if somebody from school sees me, even though you're in your 40s? It's a whole load of a pick and mix of emotions. And when I saw those people today with their stall out, even though they didn't necessarily have lots to sell, they didn't maybe have the fancy sign, you could sort of feel that, I really hope I make a sale today, I really hope that this goes well. I came away thinking those people are going to learn so much from that experience. And what I can find, and this is something I share with clients all the time, because we are in an internet space where there is so much opportunity to consume podcasts, videos, books, video trainings, free masterclasses, all of these sorts of things. What we end up doing is layering the information like we're holding a stack of books and we're wandering around with them, like we're holding it going, I've really retained this information, this is really, really helpful. But what we need to do is to step into implementation and being around people who can actually gallop the process for us. So those people who decided whether or not they felt they were ready or not to set up their stall in terms of their farmers market today, not only are they going to learn so much about their things, what works, what people said, who was interested, what they said about the price, they were in that conversation. They're also going to be absorbing the atmosphere of that farmers market. Oh, right, he does that. Oh, they get there early. Oh, okay, I'm going to do that next week. Oh, having a stall in this kind of configuration, it doesn't quite work. And I think about all of the stall holders that maybe wouldn't even get to that stage. They're too busy researching, like, what are the trends of farmers market stalls? What kind of colours should I use? How much stock should I have on the first day? And doing it very much from a head point of view. And I'm not saying just order loads of stock and, rock up and see what happens. I'm not saying that either. There's obviously a blend between logic and practicality and feeling it out. There's always a blend in these things. But so often people are trying to make something look so good on paper. It's like dating, you might meet somebody on an app and go, oh, they look really good on paper. And then you meet them in person and you're like, this chemistry doesn't quite work. And so I urge you this week, when you're thinking about your planning, where you're thinking about where you're going next, to make sure that you are putting things on your to-do list, that you are taking action on things that get you in the mix. So like those stall holders, they might have another week of going, right, I'm just going to research more. I'm going to try a few little design formations of how I'm going to set up my stall. And actually what they need to do is book their spot. I'm going again next Sunday. Let's see what happens. Great, I made 3 sales this week. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the thing next Sunday. And so often we get caught in the what if. Is it going to be all right? This feels out of my comfort zone. I don't know if I'll like it. And the truth is, you might have all of those experiences, but you only get to do the good stuff by going through that process. And again, there is such a, I always say this when I read coaching testimonials, for example, online. And I might be looking at whether I'm going to work with a coach or not. And I see these testimonials where people are saying, I just knew I was ready. And it's all very logical. It's very clean and tidy. I knew I was ready for the next step. I knew that I wanted to take my life and business to the next level. And usually for me, I am not in that rational place. When I know I need to make a leap or move out of my comfort zone, I'm in that I cannot do this anymore. This feels terrible. I can't go another month thinking that I can't do this. I can't not be in control of my progress. So watch out for those thoughts and those feelings that come up, because you will have a lot of them. Because what is happening when you are making moves is you are moving out of the usual pattern of the way that your brain works. Your brain's like, we're doing this. This is what we do. This is all very cozy. This is lovely. So when you throw something in the mix, that's why if you go in a cold water plunge, your body just goes, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. It doesn't go, wow, this feels so fantastic to be out of our comfort zone, doesn't it? It panics. And then it's for you to say, it's okay. It's okay. We know what to do. We can breathe through it. We can continue to make tiny little steps, slowly but surely, and find our way. So that first time where I had that cold shower, I went into that headspace. I don't like it. I don't like it. I've got to turn it off. I can only last 10 seconds. Rubbish. I could only last 10 seconds that first time. After I had done it, and I was literally moving it up like 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 15 seconds, but every day was a victory. It was the same with this running journey. Today was 205. And I went to a family party a little while ago, and there were loads of people that I knew that were not in my family, but I'd seen them a lot over time. And one of the questions they were asking me was, where do you get your motivation from? And again, there's this assumption that motivation just comes and like, hiya, hi, I'm ready. Are you? Great, brilliant. Today's the day then. We assume it's going to come and knock on our door. And frankly, I think the only way that these shifts happen and the way that people talk about things is when people make change, they make it from a place of back against the wall, or difficult times, or a health scare, or a fork in the road that they really need to figure out. And I know that when I make change, I don't want to do it from that place. I don't want to do it from the, oh my goodness, I better do something then. I want it to come from within. So when people ask about where does your motivation come from, it comes from me. It comes from me, and sometimes it comes easily. Sometimes it comes fully formed. I'm putting my trainers on without even thinking about it. But often the motivation doesn't come. But what I need to do then is to connect with, why am I doing this? What is the bigger picture? And so many people will find from reading anybody's story, we wait to feel motivated before we move. We wait to get the obstacle, the thing, the challenge, and then it's like, oh goodness, we better do something. It's like people who wait for the alarm to wake them up. And actually, if you want more for your life, for your business, if you want to make some moves as we go into the second half of the year, you have to go first. We can no longer wait. And I think that it's really important to remember your dreams are not as important to anybody else but you. And you have a say of what you do next. You have a say in terms of what voices you listen to. I shared it on my running reel today, where I knew I had a lot of stuff I felt like I had a lot of stuff to let go of. Maybe that's why I did a longer run today. And I was actively telling my body and my mind, let go. Let go, let go, let go. And I'm sure people have seen like this ginger woman in her 40s running through North London going, let go, let go, let go. Fine, no worries. But that act of choosing so I can let the good stuff come in, that is so incredibly powerful, because our brains are so conditioned to hold on to the information that they already have. It's almost, you know, if somebody's new and they come into a situation, that poor person who's new, they're like, I don't know anyone, this feels really scary. And all of the other people are like, I wonder who this new person is. What are they all about? What's going on here? And so we need to find a way to bring them together. So there's a conversation. So they are in a dialogue with each other. One final thing, Jam and Plan is 4 years old this weekend. It's one of my favorite programs. It's currently 50% off for the next 24 hours. If you are watching this and you need a plan, you need a reconnection, you need a reminder of who you are, what you're doing, where you're going, check out Jam and Plan. I always wanted, and this is why I started doing this work, I've always been fascinated by transformation and change and being able to make small shifts that really make all the difference. And yet, when I first began my coaching journey, so many people were going abroad, they were going to all-day wellness retreats, they were going to the jungle, they were doing all of these quite radical things. And I had a tiny baby at this stage, so quite early into becoming a coach and opening my practice, I became a mum alongside this. And I had a baby who was like one of those tiny little koalas, like, we're just going to stay together, okay? And that felt right for us. But yet, I was still interested in transformation. I wanted results. I wanted to use my ambition for good to really unlock what was possible. And when I launched Jam and Plan 4 years ago, it was at the height of June 2020, when we were in such a confusion as a society. I remember in March, my dad having a conversation with me and my dad saying, yeah, I think this is probably going to go on till at least June. And I remember thinking, are you mad? No, surely not. And then June came, and then there was that dawning. Oh, nothing is going to change for a while. We are in this for a longer period of time. And so the business owners that came to me in that first round of Jam and Plan weren't like, oh, let's just talk about, you know, doing a bit of meditation every day. They were saying, this piece of my business has completely shut down. What am I going to do next? How can I use these things and use them for good? And so often we need that practical element. We need that hand holding. We need that reminder that you can do this and there is a way to move forward. And Jam and Plan is exactly that. You can do it in an afternoon. It's 4 1-hour sessions, so you can dip in and out of it whenever you need. Some of those people from that first round still use it to do their monthly planning, their quarterly planning, their 6 months, and that is the beauty of it. You can come back in whenever you like. So if you want to get Jam and Plan for 50% off, enter birthday at the checkout. If you are seeing this after and you're like, the code has disappeared, it's not there, message me, I will sort you out. But please just say you were watching this video where you were clearly cold and not appropriately dressed for a gloomy day, and I will send you it. I'll hook you up, I'll sort it out. I don't want to contribute to this conversation again and again about imposter syndrome, about us all feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. I have an answer in Jam and Plan that you can get the answers that you need. It's going to ask you some big questions. And I know sometimes that can feel a little bit terrifying because it's like, oh no, what's she going to ask me? Or what if I don't like the answers? This is all about data, literally bringing it all to the surface. Almost if you were unblocking a sink or something like that. Why is the water not flowing? Why is this process not happening? Oh, there's something stuck. What is it? Let me pull it out. Let me find a way to do this. Let me add something that's going to continue that flow so I can get the results that I want. If you want to shop it right now, you can get instant access. All the sessions are there. It's 50% off, as I mentioned. Enter the code birthday. It's in my shop, on my website. Have a beautiful Sunday, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm going to start preparing the dinner very shortly, and I'll see you very soon. If there's any questions, of course, just send me a message, and let's get started. Let's get started on your big dreams. Maybe you have had a slow first half of 2024. It's time to make some moves. You know that. I know that. So let's do it. Lots of love. Bye.